Hi everyone, my name's Aurelia and welcome to the channel. Welcome to Natural Harmony, where we speak of motherhood, self-care, wellness, and self-improvement. If that's something that interests you, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you know when new videos come on up. And when you watch a video, hit the like button, assuming it's something that you like. That way we can make sure that there's more of that here for you. So today's video will be about a cool DIY that I do every couple of months. I, like every other female, enjoy smelling good, but I do not enjoy paying the health benefit price that comes from buying over-the-counter fragrances. And I very much do not enjoy paying the price dollar amount for good scents. When I was younger, I enjoyed going to like Macy's and JC's Penney's and spending time at the fragrance counter, but I could only spend a very short period of time because the fragrances were too strong. There was too many mixed together. It didn't matter how many coffee beans I sniffed. It still caused me to have a headache and made me nauseous, to be honest. My favorite perfume was in a pretty pink bottle, even though I don't even like the color pink. And it had little green gems all over the bottle, and it smelled good, but it was one of those least of many evils situations where it smelled good for the first couple of hours, and after that, it, like everything else, made me sick. So I did a little research on the ingredients, and not to say that this specific perfume used negative ingredients, just that every perfume company is given license to use disgusting ingredients, and unless you look into it, you would never know. There is a law that was created in 1976 called the Toxic Substance Control Act, which in theory sounds amazing because it makes it look like the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, has the power to protect us from big corporations putting gross stuff in the things that we put on our body. But if you actually read the law and read the amendments, it doesn't protect us from any of those things. It actually protects the companies that are making the fragrances. The big things that are important to remember about Tosca is that it grandfathers in, so up to 1976 there was nothing controlling what people put in products. 1976 grandfathered in over 60,000 chemicals and ingredients. It also, second key point, names fragrance as a trade secret, and by doing that, it puts the company in a place where they can put any ingredient that they want in the product. They don't have to tell you what it is because it's a trade secret, and as long as they label it fragrance, that is considered notifying you that the product is in there, which isn't really telling you anything. If you haven't already, you want to get on Netflix and check out the documentary Stink. It follows a dad who researches Tosca and some of the ingredients that companies are allowed to put in their products based on the word fragrance, and it definitely will gross you out. It puts things into perspective, because when you look at bioaccumulation, so the process of putting many things on your body many times a day or multiple days in a week, if you were to use one product one time, the amount of chemicals in, say, your perfume would be super low. It doesn't take into account that you're putting on, perfume, shampoo, conditioner, lotions, toothpaste, all of your body products, not to mention the things that you're cleaning your home with, cleaning your clothing with, before you even leave the house and go outside to be exposed to what's out in the air. Like I said, if you were doing one product at a time, you wouldn't have any problems. But because no person is only doing one problem at a time, and because the human body is not made to filter out these types of chemicals, there's no way you could plausibly get rid of the chemicals that you're ingesting, either absorbing through your skin or putting in your mouth or absorbing through your hair or outgassing, from your clothes that are hanging in your closet, and then you're inhaling. There's no way your body can clean out those chemicals fast enough for them not to cause you health problems. So I cut all that out of my life. Recent research in the Toxic Substance Control Act shows that there have been some amendments made. It does not change how quickly those companies have to remove those chemicals from circulation, nor does it give the EPA any actual power to enforce the removal of those chemicals. So a lot of the 60,000 chemicals that were grandfathered in are banned in like Canada and Europe and all these other places. Although it changes some of the reporting requirements, it still gives companies between 2 and 4 years to act upon the data that they find and report to the EPAs. That being said, I just scrapped fragrance altogether, removed it from all kinds of products in my house, but I still like things to smell good. So I've moved into making my own perfume. It gives me peace of mind because A, I know what's in it, and B, I get to decide what it smells like, which makes it even better. And I've not had any more headaches, so I'm noticing quite an improvement. What you will need to make your own perfume. You need a bottle to put it in. It's pretty self-explanatory. I got this on Amazon. It was like $15 or so. You want to make sure that if you're using essential oils and you're using pure essential oils, that you're using a glass bottle, because plastic will be eaten into pieces by a true essential oil. And I love the old style, like this, with a little poof sprayer. I saw a couple of the ones with the string. I didn't think that would work for me. So you need your bottle. You also need your fragrance of choice. So I use Young Living essential oils just because I know those are pure, and if I had any questions, I could literally walk into a farm and ask, you know, either someone from the science team or someone who's working the fields how they operate on one way or another and get an answer. Those that I've chosen for today's fragrance will be Stress Away, which you'll notice the theme in the oils that I've chosen. But Stress Away is aptly named. It's meant to reduce stress, and my favorite part of this oil is that it contains vanilla, which is one of my favorite scents. I'm also including Gratitude, which is part of the Great Day Protocol, and most of the time if I'm going to put on perfume, it's going to be in the morning, so I want to start my day looking for positives in my life, so that moving forward throughout the day, I continue to view the positives in the day. I'm definitely going to make sure there's some joy, also part of the Great Day Protocol. I want to live in a joyful manner, especially right now during COVIDlandia, where things can get real depressing real quick. I'm adding joy, and this will probably be the bulk of my perfume because I'm about to put that whole bottle in there. And last but not least, in a land where it's easy to get stressed, peace and calming is going in my perfume because, again, as it's named, it's meant to calm you down. So start your day calm and on a good slate. The rest of your day will follow. And that is the bulk of what will be in my perfume. Because this is a 100 milliliter bottle, and although I could put the entire contents of these essential oil bottles in this bottle, I still wouldn't fill it up. I'm going to add some distilled water that I have here to fill in the space, basically, and then to emulsify, because oil and water don't mix. They've never mixed. They won't start mixing. You need something that will bind the water and oil long enough to get it out of the bottle and onto the surface that you're spraying and or into the air to be inhaled. So I will also be including witch hazel and like a small amount of witch hazel, because I don't like the smell of witch hazel. So let's get started. I'm going to do the witch hazel first so that I don't have to measure it, because I don't want to. You have to remember, when using essential oils, normal usage, you're only using like maybe 20 drops if you're doing a roller. If you're diffusing, I don't know if you can tell, but there's my witch hazel. If you're diffusing, then you're using max 6 drops in most diffusers. So it lasts you a long time. And that's because it's concentrated plant matter. So most essential oils are either steam distilled, cold pressed, or resin tapped. And so they're basically taking either the leaf or the shrub or the rind from the fruit or the actual crystal from the tree, and exposing that to pressure to remove the scent, the fragrance, and the protective properties, the medicinal properties that the plant would use it for, so that it can be used and consumed for humans as well. Getting the stress away in there. And this is, the Stress Away is coming from a 100 ml bottle as well. That's the equivalent of like 200, 290 drops or so. So a larger bottle would last you a while. I'm not counting. Get the Peace and Calming in there. Peace and Calming comes out green because one of its herbs is blue tansy, which pure blue tansy keeps its blue color. So it's fun. Boop, boop, boop. Gratitude. The initial smell doesn't smell so good, but after you get a couple sniffs in, the earthy smell dissipates. I've been told that if you smell an essential oil and you don't like the smell, it's because you need it physically. If you smell it and you like the smell, it's because you need it emotionally. So although there are several essential oils that I have in my stash that stink to high heaven, I either keep them for their medicinal properties or grin and bear it because the smell is something that I need. Last but not least, good old Joy. This one reminds me of candy. I don't know why. In the event that you're putting an entire bottle of something in here, you probably want to remove the actuator, which I think is what I'm going to do. Actuator is a little plastic lid that keeps the oil from coming out all at once. It lets it come out in drops and allows air to get back into the bottle. But right now it's in my way, so it's coming off. Literally just using the lid to pull the actuator off so that it comes off in the lid. Now, let's see how steady my hand is. It's not, so we're gonna touch the glass to the glass. So I put, let me do some more Joy. That's what I want in my life. Again, removing the actuator. This is a brand new full 100 ml bottle, so I have to be super careful. But if you notice, I've already put all of my witch hazel and almost all the oils I want in here, and it's still only a third of the way full. So again, concentrated scent. Okay. I'm only going to put about half of this in there because, oops, it's going down the outside, not the inside. The rest will be filled with distilled water. And I'm getting it everywhere. Last but not least, fill the rest of the bottle with water. So you can see the witch hazel and the oil, they are not mixing. Let's add water. Okay. So I'm only filling this 3/4 of the way full because, as you can see, the oil and the emulsifier are not mixing. I want to have room to mix them up before I spray it because the straw from the sprayer is at the bottom. Lid's tight. Give her a shake. You can see the bubbles on the inside. And then, moment of truth. So that's it. Let me put this down before I drop it. This is my homemade perfume. Like I said, I go a little crazy with it just because I love the smell. Therefore, I fill this up every 3 months. So if you want to see more DIYs like this, more essential oil information, education from me, as well as self-care tips, mom life tips, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and throw a like on the bottom of this.